Hi, this is the Qing Dynasty. And there's this dope guy called Sun Yat-sen who got an education overseas and became pretty enlightened. No, not that enlightened. Modernization enlightened. Coming back to China, what did he see? Not enlightenment. He was pretty mad at this and smashed an imperial vase containing medicinal herbs that wasn't based in science. China isn't modern enough, he said, as he led a revolt and overthrew the emperor. The Chinese Revolution of 1911. Wait, how? First, he formed a revolutionary alliance. It was basically gathering people sick of imperialists bullying them as a result of being unmodernized for easy resources. Countries like Japan and Germany occupied certain areas of China. He then led these people on about 7 revolts before the Chinese Revolution of 1911. Sun Yat-sen then formed the Kuomintang, KMT for short, to stabilize and unionize everyone in the country. How did this happen? As the rest of the world modernized, China stuck to traditionalism. Meanwhile, in Japan, they believed that the world was now a game of imperialist and imperialized. As a result, China was seen as inferior. They were in fact inferior. They had less developed military and cool herbs as medicine that will probably work. Let's rewind to World War I for a sec. Hey, France, Britain, Russia, and Italy. I'll give you troops and stuff in exchange for the Shandong territory. But that's part of China. Actually, it's part of Germany. Deal. Hey, France, Britain, Russia, and Italy. I really want Shandong back from Germany, so we'll lend you some troops like these 140,000 workers. Thanks, man. We definitely won't betray you or anything. Guess what happened? Shandong was given to the more militarized Japan in the Treaty of Versailles. Hey, that's stupid. I'm not signing it, says the envoy Wellington Koo to Chinese envoys. Actually, it's very fair because all y'all did was dig trenches. Plus, you'll get these cool antique astronomical instruments returned to you from when the Germans looted them. That's stupid, says the people of China as they gather to throw a protest. The May 4th movement. What if we're stupid? Modernize, reject traditionalism, get those imperialists out. Let's gather in school and study Marxism. What's that? I don't know, but it's popular in the West, and it's about capitalism or something. Look, they want to unite and modernize, says some Soviets in the Soviet Union. Don't worry, we'll help you out. Just make sure you form a communist party, okay? China update. China now has a Socialist Youth League. China update. China now has a Chinese Communist Party. Y'all are doing great, says Adolf Jove. But who's this non-communist party? Oh, that's the KMT. Are they bigger than the communists? They're bigger than the communists. Okay, KMT, let the CCP merge with the KMT and we'll give you financial and military aid. It's a deal, Chang said, as he secretly imposed on the CCP that they must adhere to KMT ideology. So they merged with the KMT and spread communism from within. First United Front. The present upsurge of the peasant movement is a colossal event. In a very short time, in China's central, southern, and northern provinces, several 100 million peasants will rise like a mighty storm, like a hurricane, a force so swift and violent that no power, however great, will be able to hold it back. That won't happen. What? Which peasants are you talking about again? Said Chiang Kai-shek, proceeding to kill over 1 million peasants under the name of purging communists. Rude, screw you. And so a decade-long civil war started. Mao Zedong goes to rural areas around Mount Jingang and rallies for primarily Hunan peasants to form the first Red Army of the CCP. Destroy the KMT. That won't happen. What? The new Red Army was put down 2 months later. Trivia time. How do we stop more communist uprisings? The KMT then proceeded to slaughter 390,000 Hunanese peasants. Remember Japan? Look over there. It's our railway line in Manchuria being bombed, says the Japanese bombing their own railway line. Who could have done this? Must have been China. They hate us for being down here. Hey China, we're gonna need some compensation for that railway line you bombed. What? Like some land, for example. Was Shandong not enough for you? We didn't even do that. No. But we're gonna need something. No. Alright then, you're getting invaded. Let's go, boys. And so the KMT had to shift its attention away from the CCP to Japan, which had already invaded Manchuria through their colony of Korea. Or did they? Nah, they're just a problem for later. The KMT instead goes and encircles the communist position in Jiangxi. But where's Mao? He's broken out of the circle with 85,000 men carrying weapons and supplies. Oh no, says the KMT forces when they realize that the main group of communists are gone, hastily giving chase. The long march was indeed quite long, in time and distance, and in lines of people. The communist force takes a 4,000-mile trek spanning a year, crossing 24 miles and 18 mountain ranges, all while holding off the KMT. We finally made it to Yang'an. Wait, where is everyone? It doesn't matter. We have reinforcements here, so we can set up a new base. Hey, China. What? One of our forces is missing a soldier. And? Can we come into Wenping and find him? Okay, do you actually think we're dimwits, or... Sup guys, I was just taking a stroll. Both sides were unwilling to compromise, so Japan launches a full-scale invasion on northern China and coastal regions like Shanghai, and the words declared. In order to even stand a chance against Japan, the KMT and CCP formed the Second United Front in 1937. Except China doesn't fight back that hard, since we need to reserve troops in case the other party attacks.
That's cool. That's really great, says Japan, while spreading towards the heart of China, like in parts of South China.
Now the government is here instead of here. Oh wait, says Chang, realizing that this has happened before. The fall of the Song and Ming dynasties to the Mongols and the Manchus was not caused by outside enemies with a superior force, but by a dispirited and cowardly minority within the governing class and society of the time. Our resistance is a united effort of government and people. Concord between the government and people is the first essential to victory. Basically, he's blaming the communists for everything. Meanwhile, Japan proceeded to use poison gas on Chinese defenders. Wait, isn't poison gas banned?
Nah, we never ratified the Geneva Protocol.
Basically, the protocol prohibited usage of chemical weapons in war since it was too horrific. In the middle of the night on September 29, around Changsha, 60,000 screaming Chinese appeared from both the sides, back and front, dealing a heavy blow. This was the first major city to successfully repel Japanese advances. The Chinese ultimately won the battle near Changsha, and the Japanese were forced to withdraw.
At the end of the year, Japan still occupies most of western China, in which they commit tons of transgressions while civil war between the KMT and CCP is deadlocked inside. For the people in the long term, the first major victory showed hope in their future battles, but they would have to remain careful as to not exert themselves too much to stop the other parties from taking control.
And that's all we can cover in the time period. Bye.